While Davis describes otherworldly technology and government possession, this week's events demonstrate that mysterious drones are back affecting airports, but this time in Denmark and Norway. Monday evening's drone incident at Copenhagen and Oslo airports have been officially classified by Danish authorities as a drone attack, and most seriously assaults on critical Danish infrastructure to date, according to Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen. The Copenhagen incident involved 2 to 3 large unidentified drones that forced the complete closure of the Kastrup airport from 8:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m., affecting over 20,000 passengers with approximately 100 flight cancellations. Danish Police Intelligence Service chief mentioned that this is an extremely serious and potential hybrid incident involving a state actor designed to disrupt air traffic and create insecurity rather than cause direct harm. But just last year, these same sightings took place in Denmark, England, Germany, and of course the United States. The official response is still developing, but here's the kicker: disappeared on their own after several hours with no arrests made. Authorities suspect the drones may have been launched from a ship near the airport. This explanation is that it must be Russia, but when Russia commented on it, they denied the whole thing. So is it a ploy, or could this possibly be the same craft that were flying over New Jersey late last year? Is it ours or ET?
Yeah, this time the mystery drones are shutting down multiple airports in Europe. Certainly not the first time they've been on the other side of the pond. They've interfered with military bases and shut down airports in places as diverse as the UK, India, and China. Well, now they're in Copenhagen and Oslo. So yeah, let's get into the details here. You can see these images here, and there's video. A major police presence in and outside Copenhagen Airport in Denmark, as all arriving and departing flights have halted due to a number of unidentified large drones being spotted flying in the airspace around Copenhagen Airport. Okay, so here's the details. Police on the drone chaos in Copenhagen and Oslo. A capable actor is behind this. First, Kastrup in Copenhagen was paralyzed by drones in the airspace. Hours later, the airport in Oslo was also shut down. Ukrainian President Zelensky points to Russia. I can state that this is a capable actor, said Police Inspector Jens Jaspersen at a press conference Tuesday morning. Early on Tuesday morning, the Danish police will hold a press conference about the drone incident at Kastrup. When asked if Russia could be behind it, Police Inspector Jens Jaspersen said, I can state that this is a capable player. Which actor it is, I cannot answer. Now, of course, Russia has denied any involvement in this. Russia denies involvement in drone flights over Copenhagen Airport. Not that that necessarily means much, but they are denying it. All right, getting back to the story, it is still early in the investigation, and the Danish police are working with the defense and foreign authorities, among others, to get a clearer picture of the incident. All right, what else do we have here? From Wixie, sharing a video from ProPixels, Billy Krizak, said that right? He's done his magic and pulled this footage of this flying object over the Copenhagen airport. And we can see this amazing visual of a mystery drone, or what might be a mystery drone, an anomalous object that kind of looks like a drone over the Copenhagen airport. Very intriguing object. What is that thing? Yeah, here's possibly the original video that was taken from, where you can see this object moving over the airport. Maybe that's a different video. We're still in the fog of war on all of this, trying to figure this out. But yeah, mystery drones forcing the shutdown of flights over these airports in Europe. They are, blaming Russia or suggesting that Russia could be behind it, but Russia is denying an involvement. ProPixel says these are the best images that he could get of whatever this object is over Copenhagen, or one of these objects. Very, very, yeah, that's not it. But yeah, very interesting object. Yeah, there you go. Now, is that noise we're hearing from the object itself? Chris Sharp says police call it an attack, whilst President Zelensky of Ukraine is blaming the Russians. Yeah, is this an attack? The rhetoric has changed. The police and PET are now calling the drone activity yesterday at Copenhagen an attack. This has changed the rhetoric from earlier when authorities did not use those exact words. It's extremely serious when you close an international airport for 4 hours. That's why I call it what I do, says Anne Tonnes, police director of Copenhagen Police. From Copenhagen Airport, there are still unidentified drones around Copenhagen Airport. Therefore, no planes can take off or land. Incoming flights are being diverted to other airports, and departing flights are delayed or canceled. Passengers are asked to check cph.dk or with the airlines. Astral says Lockheed Martin announces a new drone, Vectis, and the next day, drones shut down European airports. Yeah, I don't think there's a connection there, but let me know if you do. From UFO, Clarlit was on site in Copenhagen last evening. Police actively hindering our ability to take photographs with their lights. Hectic atmosphere, both regular police and special forces at site. Rumors about objects behaving anomalously. Authorities not giving many answers. Prime Minister stating this is a serious attack. Chris Sharp again says characteristics of unexplained drones over U.S. bases. Detection equipment failed. Jamming failed. Controllers mystery. Origin unconfirmed. Behavior brazen. Geo Insider says update. Denmark. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen calls the drone incident at Copenhagen Airport a violent attack and says it must be seen in the context of wider European tensions. She did not rule out Russia's involvement, calling it an attempt to disrupt and create unrest. Denmark has activated its National Crisis Coordination Team at Level 1 for enhanced monitoring and information preparedness. Meanwhile, Norway's Security Service PST confirms it is in dialogue with Danish police regarding the drone incidents. This comes after repeated sightings near both Copenhagen and Oslo airports. So yeah, they're trying to blame Russia for what could be something more anomalous. Now, I guess you can't rule out Russia, but this is perfectly in the pattern of mystery drones. They swarm, U.S. bases. They swarm bases in airports, not just in the U.S., but around the world, forcing the closure of those facilities. Happens again and again and again. Nobody is ever caught. Nobody knows who these, who's operating these objects. It's all part of a wider pattern. So this seems to fit that pattern. These seem to be the mystery drones that have been, kind of plaguing the skies for the last few years. What are these objects? Is this ET? Is this NHI? Is this the control group doing this? It definitely seems to be somebody sending a signal to somebody else. Typically. Sometimes, however, they're performing grid patterns and doing things that seem functional rather than simply sending a signal. Now, I don't know what could be accomplished by swarming these airports and military bases other than to send a signal. They're definitely not being stealthy. They're not trying to, go under the radar, if you will. They are very much trying to get attention. They're decked out like Christmas trees, seemingly to me, again, to send a signal to somebody. Is that the NHI trying to send a signal to the control group, potentially? Or one faction of the control group sending a signal to another faction of the control group? Could this be an effort from the phenomenon to get the powers that be to provide UFO disclosure? Hey, if you don't do it, we're going to do it. Could it be something like that? All speculation, of course. We still don't know any answers to this, but this is an ongoing phenomenon or subphenomenon of the phenomenon. These mystery drone incursions over airports and military facilities around the world.